Hello everyone, it's Paige and welcome back to my YouTube channel today. So we are at Silverado, of course, as always, my favorite course here in Scottsdale, and it is freaking hot. It is 110 degrees and I don't like it. I don't know why, but all of a sudden it just went from like 85 to 110, just like that. Not fun. But for today's video, we are going to do my most commonly asked questions as I play around the golf. So the first one is, what tees do I play from? So I normally play from the tips. I don't like calling them men's tees or the women's tees. I don't believe in that. I think it's the back tees, forward tees, and I play from the tips. Mostly just because I play with a ton of guys and they like to play from the tips, and so it's more fun just to be on the same tee box as them compared to going up and playing a different one. I do like to challenge myself. Sometimes I'll play the forward tees if I want to work on my short game. Sometimes I'll play the middle tees, which are probably where I feel most comfortable and I feel like I score the best. And then the back tees, which I will play majority of the time, but it's a test for my long iron. So that's where I normally play, but I will play pretty much all over. Next question is, what do I normally shoot now, or what's my handicap? When I was playing professionally, I was around a +4. Now I don't really insert my scores or really keep a handicap. I just say I'm scratch. I shoot anywhere from low 70s to good rounds in the high 60s. I don't really shoot that many over par, mostly because I just don't putt everything out anymore. But I can still hold my own. I feel like my game is almost better now than it was when I was playing professionally. And another question I always get is, what is your lowest score? My lowest score is a 63, and in tournament is a 64. I think I could definitely go back and play professionally if I really wanted to. For me, it was never physical ability, it was always mental. I mentally just didn't have it. I never believed in myself, but my game has always been there. And like I said, I think it's gotten better now that I just play for fun and I go out and I play all the time. I never practice. Almost practicing hurt me, and all I needed to do was play, and that's what I'm doing. And I think that's why my game is even better than when I was playing pro. How many hole-in-ones that I've had? That's a popular question. I have had 3 hole-in-ones, and I have had a double eagle, so a hole out on a par 5 on my second shot. I've never holed out on a par 4. Another question is, where do I get all of my golf clothes? So this dress is Outdoor Voices, the hat is Lululemon, and my shoes are Nike. Most of my clothes are from different athletic websites, so Lululemon, Alo Yoga, Carbon 38, Free People, they have a good athletic line, Adidas, Nike. I mostly search in the tennis section compared to golf because I feel like the tennis clothes fit better, they're cuter, and the skirts are a little bit shorter. I also just will look around and find things that could potentially work as a golf outfit, and most of the times it's just like tank tops and cute skirts, but I really try to mix it up and try all different types of brands. People always ask me who is the best golfer I've ever played with. I've been lucky enough to play a lot of pro-ams with a lot of amazing pros. I would say no one hits a driver better than Rory. No one is a better iron player than Ricky Fowler. And my favorite player that I've played with in a pro-am is Jason Kokrak, just because he was so funny and so nice. But overall, all-around game, Rory McIlroy. Oh, and best female I've ever played with was Danielle Kang. I played with her in a junior event long time ago, but she whooped my ass, and I was like, this girl's gonna be really, really good. And I was right. I always get asked, who is my dream foursome? I used to say Tiger Woods, Jimmy Fallon, and Justin Timberlake. I have had a lesson and been around Tiger Woods. I have played with Justin Timberlake, and I haven't played with Jimmy Fallon. So I've had 2 knocked off my list so far, which I think is pretty cool. Justin Timberlake was one of the coolest people I have ever met. He was so chill and so nice, and you just forget that he is like a massive mega superstar when you're just like hanging out with him. And he's actually a really good player too. He was my partner in a par 3 contest, and we played pretty well together, but he would like give me a high five, and I was like, I can't believe that Justin Timberlake just gave me a high five. And I did that for all 18 holes. Like in my mind, I was like, I can't believe Justin Timberlake just said this, or I can't believe that. So it was a really cool experience, and he is the coolest celebrity that I have met so far. Next question is, if I could pick one player on tour to play golf with right now, who would I pick? And I would definitely pick Bryson DeChambeau. As you guys know, I haven't been maybe the biggest supporter of him, but I do find him very fascinating and interesting, and I've never seen him play up close or have seen him hit his driver. People are saying it's very impressive, and so maybe that would change my mind, but I would definitely want to play with him just to see what his game's all about. I'm excited because when this video comes out, I will be in... I'll be in San Diego for the US Open. I'm there with PointsBet, which will be really cool. So I'll get to see him play up close, which I am excited to see, but it'll be interesting too. Like I said, I've never seen him hit, so maybe I'll have a change of heart when I actually see him hit his drivers in person, because from just what they're saying, it just seems like other guys can do that too. I've seen Tony Finau hit and he bombs it. Jason Kokrak bombs it. There's a new guy on tour just out of college who has a faster swing speed and ball speed than Bryson. So I just feel like this things that people do, and so I don't know why people like obsess over Bryson. But like I said, maybe if I see it in person, I'll have a change of heart and it is truly something like spectacular, because you don't realize how good they are, or like how solid they hit it until you see it in person. And I think if everyone's freaking out over it, it has to be something like really cool and special. So a lot of people ask me, as a female golfer, why am I not more supportive or vocal about the LPGA Tour and women's golf? So I have a very complicated relationship with the LPGA Tour. I had a very toxic experience during my playing career with being outcasted, not feeling like I belonged. I never felt like anyone was helping me or even wanted me there because of my brand and how I built my business, and that rubbed people a lot. It rubbed people the wrong way, which I understand and I get it. I can see why a lot of the women weren't big fans of me, because I didn't have any accomplishments or wins, and I was the one who was getting the sponsorship deals. I think what they didn't realize is that I was signed on the media side. I was never signed as a tour player, and so I was doing media as a second job to pay for my golf. I was never signed as a tour player, and even for my accomplishments, and so I had to do a lot of media work on the side, and that's something that a lot of them didn't want to do either. I remember being at a tour event, a European tour event, and we were doing something for media day, and they asked which one of us, there were 4 of us in the group, who wanted to speak, and I purposely did not try to speak up because I didn't want to seem like I wanted to be the center of attention. And all the girls said, Paige, please do it, because I didn't want to do it. So I was kind of forced into it a lot of the times, because I did feel a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera, and that's what I was doing for a living. So people just seemed to gravitate towards me when it came to media opportunities. I also, when I was done playing, I reached out to the LPGA Tour and asked if I could help them in any way possible. I didn't want sponsor invites. I didn't want to play. All I wanted to do was to use my platform to help them. And they said no, and they didn't want my help. And a lot of other players as well were very vocal about not wanting my help. And a lot of them would send me very nasty, mean DMs and Twitter messages, and so I just backed off. If they didn't want me to help or be involved in what they were doing in any way, I didn't want to push it or try to insert myself into what they were doing. So I have made a couple really good friends and girls that I played junior golf with I'm still close with who are on the LPGA tour, but you know, it's hard for me to want to be vocal and supportive when I know for a fact that a lot of them don't want my help at all, and they don't want me to be any part of it because they believe that I'm a bad representation of women's sports in general and women's golf, and and that's hard because I do feel like my whole goal and ambition when starting this was to grow the game and to help bring more people into golf, because I never really felt welcomed my entire golf career being a woman and then also not having a lot of money. And so it is hurtful at times, but I understand where they're coming from, and I just try to respect their opinions and their voice, and I'm not actively trying not to talk about it. I am just doing my part to stay out of it and be respectful of their wants and their needs. And the last question, one that I probably get asked the most, well, the most common question I always get asked is my boobs real? Yes. And then the second one, is, will I open OnlyFans? No. And the third one, golf related, would be, will I ever play professionally again, or am I ever going to give it a go? I go back and forth on this one a lot because I feel like I have the game to do so, and I always have had the game to do so, but up here, I just really struggled. And when I was playing professionally, I was really, really depressed because of all of the reasons I just stated, and a couple of the other questions of feeling alone out there. It's expensive. I have to work 2 jobs. So I feel if I was in a place where I was financially stable, where I could take a year or 2 off of doing media work and I didn't have to worry about money, I would probably change my name so I could enter events anonymously and not feel the pressure of people judging me. That was one thing I also really struggled with, is when I would play Cactus Tour events or really any events, I couldn't have bad rounds and I couldn't learn from those bad rounds, because anytime I shot over 75, I would just get roasted in my Twitter and Instagram messages of people saying I suck, I shouldn't be playing, I'm a disgrace to this game. And as a new golfer, a new professional golfer, where it's already difficult and you have those growing pains, I didn't have the luxury of being able to just work on those privately. Everyone knew about it. And so even the tournaments where I've shot in one tournament where I shot in the 80s, the tournament in Dubai, no one ever let me live that down. But you look at Dustin Johnson and Rory and Ricky and all of these players, they've had tournament rounds in the 80s, but no one has ever let me move on past that. And that was something that was really difficult. So I also need to be in a place where I am so mentally tough that nothing can affect me. And I don't know if I'll ever be in that position to do that, because it's just hard. Like, it's really hard, and I care so much about what people think about me. And that was also a reason I didn't play well. I just didn't have that, competitive nature where I didn't care what anyone thought about me, and I thought I was going to make it, because I was so worried about pleasing other people and not pissing anyone off or always doing the right thing, that I was so focused on everything else around me except for my playing. And I had really good junior golf results, and I was a really good junior golfer because I didn't have those expectations. I didn't have that pressure on me. I was just playing because I loved golf so much. And then college, when I was like, oh no, pros is coming up, and what are you gonna do after that? That's when I also then started to play bad again. So I'm not good at compartmentalizing, there we go, everything. I let outside influences affect me so much, and I just, deep down inside, even though I know I can make it physically, mentally, I don't think I will ever be there, and I don't know if I will be there. But it eats me up every single night when I go to bed and I'm like, I'm a quitter. I quit. And I don't want to be a quitter, and I feel that's what possibly could motivate me to go back, is to prove everyone wrong and to show that I am actually a really good player. But again, I have to do it for the right reasons, and I don't know if that is the right reason. I have to do it for myself. I can't do it for other people, and right now I would be doing it for other people, and that's not the right way to do it. So if I'm in the right mindset, a good place in my life, I will definitely go back and try again, because like I said, my game is better than ever, but it has to be the right time, right place, and I have to be in a good mindset to be able to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and learning a little bit more about me and my golf career and all of that good stuff. So hope you enjoyed today's video again. Leave a comment down below, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next Thursday.